Okay, yeah. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Brock Talk. It's been a minute since the last Brock Talk. It's been a minute since my last video, and I want to address that. And like always, I like to just get right into it. So, as of this recording, it is the 29th of September. I'm going to try to get it out soon, so probably early October. Essentially, where have I been? What's going on? Well, I got a job. Uh, yes, you heard that right. I got a job when I was started uploading again a little over a year ago at this point. I had just quit my job and I was in a really bad place and I was like I'm really passionate about YouTube. I'm going to give this YouTube thing a try. Again, that is. And so I started uploading again and making videos and I got to say I'm really happy with the response. I thought it would be, it'd take forever to get the numbers that I have now, but I'm really thankful that I don't know, it reached the audience, I guess, and has slowly been growing. But I hit a little bit of a mental roadblock in early August, and I can't explain what set it off or what happened or exactly what was going on. In early August, I just hit this. I just hit a massive roadblock, and like for the first half of August, I was just doing nothing, and I mean literally, I mean like practically nothing. I would wake up, I'd lay in bed for like 2 hours, just like scrolling on my phone, and then I was like, all right, well eat some food, and that'll get the day going. So I would eat some food, I would watch YouTube video or something, and then I'd be like, man, forget this, I'm going back to sleep, and I would sleep most of the day just laying in my bed if I wasn't if I wasn't invited to go anywhere, if anybody didn't give me any plans, anything, I just didn't message anyone, just laid in bed for half of August. And I don't know, there was like a little voice in my head that was like, we can't keep doing this. But I wasn't even, I wasn't like I was even watching shows or reading or anything. Like I said, I was hardly walking. Like I like to go for walks, hardly doing any of that. So I was just like I said, laying in bed. And so somehow though I was able to push myself. I decided to swallow my pride and go back to my old job just because I mean, I didn't want to do it, but it's like, well, I can't lay in this bed forever. Okay, like this is not, it might feel like the choice I want or it might feel like what I want, but it's not going to be helpful. So, reapplied to the old job. Also, there's little things like I knew they would give me close to the hours I would want, mostly favorable schedule. And there's a good friend of mine that works there, so that was fun to. It is fun to work with him, but yeah, so I swallowed my pride and went back to work. Or I shouldn't say went back to work, went back to that job, and so then that was near the end, the second half of August, and it kind of like reinvigorated me or something like so I started I'm getting up more and I'm getting out more and I'm doing more things outside. And so when we get to the YouTube side of it, like the stuff that I've been uploading on YouTube, I am just like I have to be at home for. And right now I don't particularly like being at home. I like getting up and going out and doing stuff. So that's, I'm hardly home now unless I'm here to sleep. So, yeah, I haven't played much video games. I haven't read as much, although more recently I have slowly been getting back into reading. But a couple friends of mine, I'm really thankful for this. Really enjoyed the Brock talks. So I was like, well, come on, I can sit down and talk in front of a microphone, right? Just kind of talk about what's going on. Man, I just checked the time. I said all that, and we're only like 5 minutes into this thing. All right, we gotta think of something here. But yeah, I just kind of lost the passion, so to speak. I don't know, like I just haven't really thought much about playing games. I don't want to turn my back on it completely. And the same thing with reading. Like I have all these books and they are good, but I'm just like I want to get up and talk to people. I want to like physically be somewhere with people. Like I feel like recently I've just been living in my shell for too long, and so now I'm trying to get out and do more stuff. One thing I did recently was my friends encouraged me to try some stand-up comedy at a local bar, and I've been doing that, and that's been pretty fun. I'd like to try to upload those to YouTube. And yeah, just trying to be up and more physically active or just out in general. But right now, I enjoy like a certain amount of alone time. Not as much as before, but I still like a bit of quiet moment to myself. But now, when I get home from work, I'm just sitting here. I'm like, man, this place is boring. Like, nothing's happening here. Like, I'm not meeting anybody here. There isn't really any funny stories here. Like, I don't want to, like, I want to be out and socializing. So that's kind of been what's up with me recently, is just trying to be out more. Now, I'm recording this on my day off, and I was like, hey, I can, push myself to do this video. So I did. Or I am at least. I mean, as of me recording it, it isn't up yet, but hopefully you are watching it on YouTube right now or whenever you decide to watch it. And the thing about, I'm trying to think of how I want to say this. Sorry, the groundskeeping crew just showed up outside. They're getting their tools out. Yeah, there they go. Anyway, um, the thing that's happened with me over the past however many years it's been is I'm passionate about YouTube. I want to do YouTube. So I'll get like a good productive like burst of energy, or just I'll be really focused for however many months. And then it's like, this is kind of hard, or like to keep doing this over and over again, like this is tough. And so I fall out of it, or I focus too much on, I don't know if too much is the right word, but I focus on like my real job, and then I fall into like, I'll be honest, I fall into like a deep depression. I'm like, here I am every day doing the same thing at this dang job. Like, why can't I push myself to, do both? Like, there's a certain level of sacrifice, right? Like just need to push myself more to like dedicate this much time to YouTube and also dedicate this much time to like the real life, and how do we balance all those things? So that's typically how it goes. And it is like I do enjoy it. It's just like you got to be consistent, and the only thing I'm consistent at is being inconsistent. And I need to go in with more of a plan of like, here's what I do this day, and here's what's coming out this day, and all the time I'm just like, hey, let's just record and get it done. It's like that's not quite gonna make it work there. Like there needs to be, I think they call it like a production slate. I think that might be like a movie term, or like a theater term or something, of like, what are you actually gonna do, and like what are the means to get it done. So that's what's been going on with that. Like there's just been a bit of a change. Again, I don't want to, like, I still have all my games and all my books and my Xbox and stuff. I don't want to just like throw them out. Like I think they'll have their place, but just as of recently, I'm like, all this stuff I was into, I'm like, I don't know, not as focused on as of right now. And part of that comes from the show, not maybe not the show directly, but the Last of Us TV show, where they were talking to the actor. So he's from, I think, Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I want to make sure that this is correct. Yes. Okay. So it's Nick Offerman. He was in the show The Last of Us. Now, of course, The Last of Us is based off a video game, and so every actor has to get asked. They have to get asked, "Hey, do you play video games? What do you think about video games? Are they art? Blah blah blah, all this stuff." Okay, hang on. Sorry, we're back now. I had to take a small break to. I wanted to make sure this was correct. So Nick Offerman was on Jimmy Kimmel, and they're like, "Hey, do you play video games?" He said he played Banjo Kazooie, and he says this is a quote from the show. He says, "I lost a couple of weeks to a video game called Banjo Kazooie, and 2 weeks went by, and I was like, oh my god, the slow dopamine drip is so delicious. Then it's over, and you're like, yes, I won, and immediately I'm like, what have I done with my life?" And yeah, that statement has really stuck with me and really like made me think. And not that, I mean, I think everyone is allowed to have fun. I think entertainment has its place in the world, and I think like, we as human beings are forced to do so many things we don't want to do that it's like, if you like something, then just then do it. Don't worry about what other people think. But sometimes I as of recent, I have sat here like, man, like I've played all these video games. I've probably played like over 200 video games or something more, maybe more. And I'm like, why couldn't I just switch my brain to spend that time on something more productive? And it's easy to sit and be like, why didn't I do this? Should have, should have, could have, would all that jazz. But now sometimes I'm playing games and I'm like, I don't feel that same. It's not fun. It doesn't feel productive. It doesn't. It just isn't there sometimes. And so that's just something that's really messed with me. Of like, man, all this stuff I've done for fun, like, has it secretly been holding me back? Now I still like talking about video games. I've met a lot of nice people through playing video games or just having conversations about video games, and that's something I value. But still, sometimes I'm sitting here like, man, I really just put all this time into this, and has it like changed at all, or like it hasn't changed. It hasn't really gone anywhere. Like, I don't know. Have the things I've liked been holding me back? Has it been fine? Have I been doing better than I realized? I don't know if my speaker just went off. I feel like, side note, I have the laundry going right now and my speaker just turned off. I feel like multiple Brock talks have gone this way. I've been like, hey, everybody, the laundry's going and my speaker's about to turn off. Like, that happens so many times. But yeah, so that's something I've been thinking about. This episode is, I hope somewhere there's a cohesive thought or a beginning and ending, because I'm just talking. And hey, that's my podcast, right? I'm gonna talk. That's my name in the dang title, bub. I'm gonna talk, bub. As far as the job is going for me, it's kind of like it's two sides of the same coin. I think is the right term. I don't know, like it's chill, but it's also like a nightmare I can't wake up from. So it's not the job I want, but I'm also like need to make sure like I want to you know support myself, and I want to eat food, and I want to you know make sure I can pay rent so there's a roof over my head. But I just feel like every time I've tried, like I feel like I've tried really hard to get out of this job or make change, and it just always end up back at the same place. And if I don't think about it, and I don't like to say that. I feel like it's important to think, it's important to ask questions, it's important to be mindful. But I guess I don't know, sometimes ignorance is bliss, I guess. But I'm just saying, like, if I'm just not thinking about it too much, I'm like, I've been there for, it's been like about a month, a little over a month, and I'm like, it's been pretty chill. There's only been like one or two bad days. It hasn't been super stressful. Like, it's pretty smooth sailing right now. Like, nothing too bad to complain about. But then on the flip side, I'm like, dude, I'm back here again. This is the third time I'm at this job. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what are you, like, why can't you figure this out? And it's like, I'm 28 years old, and it's like, man, am I really about to spend pretty much my entire 20s at this job? Like, that doesn't make me feel good. Oh, camera's bugging out a little bit. Sorry about that. Um, and I also try to remind myself that, like, the second time I worked at this job, it was, I joined in February of 2020, like right before the pandemic hit the United States. And so it wasn't like the job market was great at that time. And still, I feel like still in a way hasn't exactly recovered from that. So it's like, there's a bunch of stuff that happened that was out of my control. Like, you're doing the best with what you got, but still, it's like, dang, like, it really do be like this. And I don't know, I get it. Like, it's on me. Like, I gotta push myself. That feels like a consistent theme, at least with this. Is like, it's on me. I gotta do this. But I don't know. It'd be nice if every once in a while someone would be like, yeah, that does suck. Like, that is pretty bad, and we can just both agree that it's not great, and we move on. But everyone's been very kind in welcoming me back. Everyone's been very helpful at this job. Well, aside from a few people, but I mean, there's plenty of good things to focus on. So again, it's like, focus on the good stuff. Try to focus on what we can control. But man, I'm sitting here again, like, dude, what is the deal here? And I actually did get a job back in June. Yeah, it was June. I got a different job, and it was similar. I made this video that was like, I got a job, guys, and here's what's gonna happen. And then I quit after 4 days. Like, it was so bad, I had to quit. So that video never got uploaded, and it'd be funny if it didn't, or it'd be funny if it did. And then I'm like, no more job. I guess I can talk about, since I've been doing this for, not exactly consistently for a year, but I've been uploading for a year. How do I feel? It's been it's been fun. I kind of wish I had picked more of like a clear direction or vision for the channel. But honestly, even if the channel doesn't exactly go anywhere, I think it'll be fun to, like, if when I'm older, to look back at these videos and be like, oh, I remember living at this place and playing this game, and I can remember what was going on at the time. And hopefully I can look back and be like, wow, all the things I worried about didn't end up coming true, you know? Hopefully, it can be like Oasis, and I can't, don't look back in anger. Exactly. I won't be looking back in anger. But we'll see. Only time will tell. There was another topic I was going to bring up, and it's slipped my mind, so maybe I'll think of it here in a minute. In the meantime, I will talk about. Oh, okay. I remember what I was going to say. So I'm pretty sure I messed up the the numbers for Brock Talk. I think I was like counted an extra one or something. So that was kind of funny. I don't know if anybody noticed. I had to go back through and switch the numbers. I actually recorded an old Brock Talk a month or two ago, and I just never edited it. And that's gonna come out after this one. There's gonna be a small bit of confusion on the dates and the timing and what I'm saying and talking about like some old news, but I still want to get that out. I just felt like it was important to do this update video, and then I can explain like what's going on with this next one. And there's still a few more I want to do. I really like talking about the video game franchises, and I had a few of those planned out. So I want to get into that, and of course, if there's anything you'd want me to talk about, hit me up in the comments or whatever. Like, hey man, I was given the gift of the gab, which sometimes I don't like, but I'll be on here talking. We'll make this one will be a little bit of a shorter Brock talk. We'll round it out with, I know I just said I haven't been playing much or reading much, but I've been doing a little bit, and I'll share that with you guys. I just started reading, it's called Walking Disaster, My Life Through Heaven and Hell. That would be the lead singer of Sum 41, Derek Weebly, I can't remember how to say his last name, but been reading his autobiography. I got that for my birthday. That's been pretty good so far. I'm liking that. Sum 41 in my top 5 favorite bands. So that's been fun reading his book. I've been playing Gears of War Reloaded, which I didn't know what that was, or I was confused because I was like, they already did this. It was called Gears Ultimate, but they released another Gears of War, and that's because this one is on PlayStation 4, or sorry, PlayStation 5, which is just like crazy, all the stuff going on with that. Like, Xbox kind of low-key seems cooked right now with all their exclusives slowly going to PlayStation. But Gears Reloaded it's pretty clean. I mean, it's kind of just like Gears Ultimate looked really good, and then I'd say this looks better, but not like I'd just play it on Game Pass. Like, I wouldn't. I mean, unless you've never played Gears, then I'd be like, yeah, buy it. But I don't know. I think it looks really nice, but not nice enough for the price, and it isn't all that different from Gears Ultimate. So there's that. But interesting, that's on PS4. And the cross-platform multiplayer's happening. I've been playing a little bit of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, because I've been slowly replaying the Assassin's Creed games over the past, past 3 years, I guess. Yeah, because a few years ago I played the first Assassin's Creed. Yeah, then last year I played Assassin's Creed 2. Now Brotherhood, so this is the third year, and that's been pretty cool. I was telling my friend it's almost like, I don't know, we're back in the 2010s, because there was Borderlands 4 just came out. I remember being like, man, it's like nothing changed. I'm talking about Assassin's Creed, Gears of War, and we're talking about this new Borderlands game. Like, we're back, I guess. Like, we're back to the 2010s. Shows wise, rewatching Better Call Saul. I feel like I've been doing that. I think I started that like at the beginning of the year, and I've just kind of slowly been getting through it. I need to. There's a bunch of other shows I need to watch, but like I said, I'm kind of in that mindset of I'm not sitting as home at much doing stuff. I'm getting out more and not watching as many shows. I've been watching some sketch comedy shows like Mr. Show and I Think You Should Leave, and just to help like get into that comedic mindset. Like so I was talking about doing stand-up comedy earlier, and I'll watch some stand-ups as well. Yeah, I think that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. That's pretty much all that's been on my mind. I can't believe that was only close to 25 minutes here. But yeah, everyone, we'll see what happens next. Like I said, like I just have a hard time pushing myself to do the things I should do. So we'll see if there's any more videos. I'd like to make more, but I don't know. Can't trust myself, right? Can't trust myself to do this stuff. I feel like this is kind of ending on a very depressing topic. Usually I like to start them happy, or I like to start it kind of sad or intense, end on something fun. So I don't know. I can't think of anything. So thank you everyone for watching. Please hit that like button, and thank you for sticking with me even through the lack of uploads. And I hope to see you all again soon. Have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it is, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good day.